We are live.
We are.
Do you know where
it's
the
a
opening
painful live. It is
the
so
opening
hot.
sequence thing is? I just assume it shows up for you.
Yeah, no, it looks great. It looks, okay. Don't take this the wrong way, Thax. I love the pattern. It is fantastic. I just think my mom actually has that upholstery on one of her chairs.
Oh, the vest. Actually, I think I had that.
Yeah.
I had that vest in 1993. I think. I'm not sure.
No,
I distinctly. I like the pattern.
This vest was given to me by Santa Claus on a cruise ship.
That's odd. You don't run into him very often on a cruise ship. He's either.
You'd be surprised.
He's kind of. I was gonna say, he needs a vacation too.
I tend to run into him hunting.
He was a steampunk cruise, and the first thing he said when he introduced himself is, "I'm Steampunk Santa Claus."
Oh, okay.
Like he's a professional Santa, and also steampunk.
Not like a back alley Santa Claus.
I hope not.
I mean, I also have a steampunk Santa Claus story.
Okay. We're having Christmas in July.
I mean, it's hot enough. It's Christmas in June.
I know, it's only June.
Okay, so to be fair, we didn't have triple digits until mid-June. It was weirdly like living in some part of like Colorado for a good portion of this year. Wet and almost hot to where it was just like everything was moist. I hate that word. Yeah, exactly. But
it just kind of makes you cringe.
Like moist.
That's what our rooms were at the Steampunk Festival. We were right there on the seawall. Everything was just
moist.
Well, and there was carpet in the room. Like, why was
sand and carpet?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
One
you're
day
a
we'll get away from
beachfront motel. Why do you have carpet? That just seems counterintuitive.
They were also built in the 50s.
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
Well, hello. It's been 2 weeks. Lots have happened. Most of it today to me, actually.
Oh, hi, Lawrence. Hi, Rita.
Dampness.
You guys.
Yeah.
Are you able to run the opening sequence?
I don't. Is it uploaded here?
It should be on the website. I'm like limping along here, but
I don't. What? There's a way to do it here? Where's
over on the right side? By memory, there
banners, comments, private chat.
Banners. Yeah.
Banners. All right. And then
you scroll down. Something about the intro.
Use banners to summarize taking points and display calls to action. No. Apparently I don't have banners. Wait, show. Nope, that's an example of a banner going across the bottom of our screen. No, I do not have it apparently installed here. Weirdly enough. Wait, yeah, 2 banners. Nope. And this is a call to action, or to summarize a call to action. We're doing it live. So
yeah, we are.
Apparently, we don't have it.
Doing it live.
Unless you're logged in to it as well, you may be able to push a button. But if not, who wants to just take a gander if we can remember it by memorization?
Oh no, the hell with that.
No. Hell no.
Welcome to Steampunk, Texas Connection.
Texas Steampunk Connection.
We'll just pretend that it ran, and we'll just jump in from there.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good evening, everybody. It's chaos as usual over at Texas Steampunk Connection. We'd like to thank you all for tuning in once more on Tuesday nights. We are Jack, Blue Stocking, and myself, Thax. And we're a bit in an awkward situation tonight because I as you may have known, I've lost my job, and I was broadcasting with my work computer. But I bought a new computer so I could do this, and now my new computer has been rebooting for the last 2 hours. And so I am limping along on my brother-in-law's computer.
Lots of Windows updates.
Don't click too far into any of his folders.
The way it is.
Don't ever do that on anyone's computer. It's just
no. I'm not invading his
don't invade privacy. It's very But also, they should know better than to have shortcuts on their desktop. As
What,
an
like a
as
file
an
that says
IT
porn right
professional,
on the desktop? I mean,
as
my
an
porn
IT
don't look at it.
professional, I will tell you, I have seen it all. I've even seen it where apparently the person was a streamer,
Secret booty
their own
stash.
OnlyFans, and apparently they liked themselves because themselves was their wallpaper on their computer.
I mean,
And I'm just like, can you please change this? Like,
if
what,
you,
you don't
if
like
you
it?
got it and you know it.
It makes me uncomfortable. I'm like, okay.
Okay, we are joined by Rita and Lawrence. Once again, thank you guys for being here. Wouldn't be a show without you.
Not. We need to
If
get you
you
guys
are
a
also
camera on the
joining
corner
our
over here.
stream on Facebook, put in a comment. We'll see it. We'll talk to you.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, it is hot.
Yeah.
It is clearly summertime now.
Ugh.
We were just saying how lucky we were to have a mild, moderate spring that lasted almost through June. But that all that is over.
Well,
That's gone.
But this is supposed to, because I was looking at the temperatures for next week, which is why I was trying to get them to reschedule the HVAC, because next week it's supposed to go back down to the 90s. Whatever's going on right now is tomorrow's supposed to be the peak, at least up here. We're peaking tomorrow at 107, and then it's sliding back down. So the next 2 weeks, it's Texas. That could change in a heartbeat, but...
Yeah, I would love for that to happen. Let's see.
And
I am seeing it going down to 97 and 96 through the weekend. And then
we're down to like 93 next week at some point.
Oh man. Yeah, we're getting. Oh yeah, there's the storm front that's moving in from Colorado.
Oh, there is?
And,
really?
No, it's licking Thax right now. That's the one I'm talking
about.
You know what, Lawrence? I like the heat too until I feel like I'm having just continuous hot flashes, and then I don't like the heat anymore.
Dry heat. I go back to my mom's house in West Texas, and you walk outside into 7% humidity versus 57% humidity. It's a big difference. Of course, you feel more like a rotisserie chicken at that point because the wind's blowing on you, and you're just like, I was sweaty. It's gone now. Now I'm just roasting, crinkling up. Just season me. I'm done.
Yeah, I've been. Yeah, I immediately come home, put on tank top and cutoffs, and just try to survive. And if I could wear shorts to work, I absolutely would. But then the library is like 50 degrees. So.
Yeah, that's what I like about government buildings is that they're always like 63 degrees.
Yeah,
rain, sleet, snow, because there's servers in that building, and be damned if they ever get warm.
Well, and especially libraries and museums, as they keep them. This is why librarians wear cardigans. It didn't start as a fashion thing. I have like 3 sweaters in my office.
It's the same with IT professionals. Usually they'll wear overshirts over their t-shirts or something. It's because or hoodies. Hoodies became huge.
Yeah. And then you walk outside and it's just
it's weird going from 62 degrees to 107. Your body goes into some sort of like shock.
You know what? Pennsylvania was the same way though, in reverse. They always overheated the buildings in the winter. Just unbelievably, the buildings were so hot in the winter. It was awful. And then you walk outside and, snow's up to your hips. So
snow up to what?
Up to your hips.
Oh, hips. That's not what I heard. I heard in.
It did get kind of high sometimes, but I'm also not very tall. So
maybe you're not the best gauge of weather.
I'm 5'5", but although actually back then I was still wearing like platform 5-inch heels all the time.
Okay, so you could have been a decent weather gauge.
Yeah.
Send you outside.
Yes, I wore stilettos.
Wet, we know it's raining.
All right, so I am drinking Moscato because it's cold and it's lovely. So, Jack, what do you have?
Oh, that Rianiti I mentioned last time.
Are you still working on it?
I'm broke. I can.
No,
I don't even have to afford it. It's already purchased. It's a sunk cost at this point.
It is worth every penny. Absolutely. All right, Thax. What did you bring us today?
Real Ale has a hazy IPA they call Fresh Kicks.
Ooh.
I got it for 50 cents.
49 cents. Nice. Get them pumped up kicks.
Just,
that song's weird. Yeah.
Little dented, and I'm taking that 50-cent beer.
You know what?
Yep.
I'll drink dented cans.
Have you tried it yet?
If you like IPAs, or a slightly bitter beer. It is a fresh floral hop, and yeah, it's very nice. I
Nice.
don't go for IPAs on the regular, but in this heat, it's kind of it tis the season for a hoppy beer.
I
Something a little
really
more
am looking
refreshing.
forward to getting by having money again where I can afford going and getting electric jellyfish. That
Ooh,
is one of my favorite.
you're spoiled on the expensive beers.
I know. I really. Oh, once you have it, you're just like, oh, this is why can't this be on tap at home?
I mean, it can be.
Ah, yeah.
You just got to
You know,
set it
if
up.
I was, what's the right word for it? Tech inventor rich, or have half the money that just moved into Austin in the last 3 years, I would be able to have electric jellyfish. Like, I'd be able to bathe in it and not worry at all.
Bathtub full of it.
Just like, ooh, that's bubbly. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you were tech bro rich, would you have been diving to the Titanic recently?
No, because that's dumb.
Yeah, and honest, that's what I figured. We've just inadvertently stumbled onto submersibles a couple of times the last few months, and then all of this
Isn't
happened.
that interesting?
So I've been reading about this, and there's so much. Oh
That
my
was
god!
seeing the. Okay, I'm a big proponent of Logitech as a peripheral.
Well,
Okay?
didn't use as the
Like,
controller.
completely love. Like, I have a Logitech mouse, I have a Logitech keyboard, my
My headset.
camera's Logitech, my
Yeah.
headset's Logitech. I would do my microphone, except they don't have the most perfect studio quality microphones, so I have a different one. But outside of that, I've had Logitech. I have beaten the crap out of Logitech. Logitech's perfect. Would I use it to drive a submarine?
Actually, I was reading about that, and that's apparently not all that
Uncommon these
unusual.
days.
It's not uncommon. What I was reading, it said that that it's actually relatively common. The use of commercial off-the-shelf game controllers is not unusual when you need more than just a steering wheel for control. Because I was like wired, but no, it's not out of the realm of. But this was you're charging people $250,000
I would
to
have
sit crisscross applesauce in this thing and listen to
different.
Celine
Yeah,
Dion.
I mean, I understand that the gaming community and the military have gotten a big group handshake these days.
Is he?
Did you go? Oh no, he's
He's
gone.
stuck. Oh no!
With
Good.
like
Now
satellites.
I can.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, I cut
Yeah.
out. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Apparently,
you
we
did.
got
Yeah.
connection issues on top of everything.
And now Thax is stuck. Okay. Everybody's getting frozen on the other side of me. All right, hang on. Thax had something that he looks like he was gearing up to say. So what
Go
were
on.
you?
Oh, I was just thinking when I heard that story about the game controller, I was like, well, I mean, it's got all the controls and buttons that you want. If it was built into a panel on the front of the machine, no one would say anything.
Yeah.
But because it's already in a
It's a little
pre-molded plastic thing, now it's cheap ass.
It's weird.
Come on.
Yeah.
Well, there was a lot of cheap ass stuff on that
Yeah.
submersible.
The $20 controller, you dropped
Okay.
that thing, it's broken.
Yeah, but the other okay, you know what? The $20
Has it been
controller
tested
is
3,000 feet underwater?
the controller is not what concerned me so much as the what was it, the panels that they got from the hull was carbon fiber was sourced at a discount from Boeing because it was too old to use in the planes, but Boeing is stating that they have no idea what OceanGate is talking about. So
Oh boy.
and that's not the first time that thing went down. They've been doing that thing since 2018 was when it was made.
Oh.
Because Steampunk Explorer has an article because they wrote about this in like 2020 about that submersible going down because they were doing citizen scientists or something like that. You could pay $150,000 to go help them map
Citizen
the Titanic.
scientists.
Yeah. So it's the whole thing is just weird and
I didn't realize it's been on that long. I thought it was like the first time the thing went on. I didn't look up.
That's the way they keep making it sound, but no, apparently it was rated at 4,000 and then they changed it to 3,000 because you could hear like because the sensors that they had were made to go off when there was potential damage about to happen, but that was like what happened milliseconds before an implosion. I mean,
We have standards. They're just really
Yeah.
low.
and I don't, and let me just state right now, I don't know anything. This is just stuff I've been reading. This is
Sure.
not
I
my,
mean, I don't think any of
Yeah.
us is a specialist on submersibles.
yeah, this is not my area, but it's just the whole thing when you start because Wikipedia's already got an entry on it, and there's, if you go to oceangate.com, doesn't work anymore, but OceanGate Expeditions does still work, and they still have the Titan submersible on there under their list of submersibles, and there's a whole big thing about it, and it still says that it's rated for 4,000. Yeah.
See, I heard the window wasn't rated for that high, but they were still using it. But I could be wrong. Like, there's so much hearsay running around. I just know that it was a bad time to be rich and on the ocean here recently, because even killer whales were like, sink the yacht!
They're taking it back. Yeah. There's some trauma-informed behavior going on there. Yeah.
Just like, you know what? This might be the beginning where it starts showing that, things
The
need to
ocean hates
change.
you and wants to kill you.
Well, look, nature doesn't like us right now. We've kind of done some stupid stuff.
The ocean is made to, it's like the Australian outback. It is meant to destroy you.
Yeah. Australia wasn't supposed to have people. You know what? There have been people who've been living there, and you know what they say? This sucks, but we're still here. And then we just start shipping. Oh, we're just gonna start throwing a whole bunch of people we don't want here. And then they made a whole community of going, hey, look, we're really tough now because you put us in a place that was really
tries to murder you on a daily basis.
Yeah.
I mean, I love water. I love the ocean. I think it's beautiful. I'll go swimming, but I'm not putting myself in a tin can and plummeting to the top. Which also, there's also the whole issue of going to visit the watery grave of
the Titanic.
People who weren't allowed near the top deck, much less the lifeboats.
Yeah.
That's the kind of tourism that I just
come look at all the dead people.
Yeah, it's
like if we didn't clean up 9/11 and left it there for us to like go through and have your children like dig for the like doing like the gold pan thing. It's just kind of the same connotation.
Uh-oh. Ooh. Somebody's got something to say.
What is it, boy? Timmy stuck in the wall again?
Oh, no.
I have no idea what happened outside. They're both at the window to my right here.
Wait, both who? Do you still have the...
I do not have the puppy anymore.
Oh, okay.
We found her a good home with a couple who had a beagle about her age. Aww. So they were already doing puppy stuff, and they'd already puppy-proofed their house, and we're dealing with potty training and all that. So it was a good fit. And I wish we could have found her original home, but nobody came forward, and these folks were ready to adopt. So it was good.
Good.
So no, I've just got my regular
gang.
Stupid dogs.
Hey,
I'm sorry for the big interruption.
No, that is okay.
I swear I saw on Facebook earlier today, as a contrast to the terrible off-color jokes about dead billionaires in a submersible. They were like media reported jokes about the original sinking of the Titanic.
Yes, I saw those. Oh my god,
there was so much shit. Now.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Because it was
so they were making fun of the original people going to Titanic. Oh my gosh!
Yes.
So you mean to tell me that this whole Titanic thing is just a massive meme in itself?
What's great is they were making fun of it for exactly the same reason. Millionaires. There were like 4 millionaires on that ship who if you added up all of their holdings, they had $1 billion in 1912. That is a lot.
It was, there was a lot of very rich people crammed onto that. Yeah.
When the rest of us are laughing at them for going down with a sinking ship on an iceberg.
Billionaires keep
It's just the usual pattern of the Titanic jokes, apparently.
they're launching themselves into space or they're going out to sea. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I know
it
what you're
made-
talking about, but I can't find them now either, Thax. Because I was
the jokes 100 years ago were wicked good.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, I can't find it now. And it was. I mean, I obviously, things like that. We've always made fun of that stuff, but some of them were really, really mean. I was just like, damn. And these were in the paper. I mean, it wasn't like people just spouting off on Twitter. These were in the newspaper.
Random people on Twitter. This was the actual printed press.
Yeah, this was like actual in the press. Yeah, but now I can't. You can never find what you want when you're.
Let's see. Boop. No. I did find an article in the LA Times. Come on, machine. LA Times. About with a news article from the period about the Titanic and who was on it and these 5 millionaires, but none of the good jokes I was looking for. Let me see if I can.
Yeah. Well, Forbes has an article about how distasteful the jokes about the Titan submersible are. The magazine for rich people is complaining that the jokes aren't funny. So
bad news. The jokes are so funny.
Yeah, I like because one of my friends, there was this whole thing going on with one of his posts on Facebook, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not. I'm not celebrating the death of anyone's death ever, but you got 5 people who pay $250,000 each to sit crisscross applesauce in a submersible and listen to Celine Dion while they dropped you to the bottom of the ocean.
Are you kidding?
So,
wait, really?
That may have been misreported, but one of a couple of the podcasts I listened to, it was like a whole tourist
tempting
adventure.
Fate.
Yeah.
You're just like begging for death.
I'm saying. I don't know. Maybe
I could ever listen to Celine Dion that often either.
Maybe the whooshing in of the water was a blessed relief. I don't know, but that's what I heard. And again,
maybe that knocking reporting. Sound was somebody with a hammer inside trying to end it all.
Just get us done. I hate this song.
So we all make choices in our lives, and when you've read the paperwork and you see that this thing has no certifications because the CEO says certifications take too much time.
Yeah.
Don't get into it.
Of a company that apparently been running since what? You said 2018?
Well, the Titan itself was built in they started building it. They built it in 2018, and like I said on Steampunk Explorer, I'll toss it into the comments. Steampunk Explorer did an article about Ocean Gate in 2021 about the Titan.
It's a terrible name.
Oh, I can't leave a comment. I can do it in the private chat though. There.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
Yeah, I never remember to log in. So they did an article back then, and they were doing it was like 150,000 each for citizen scientists to join the crew, and they did it like 5. They did 5 missions.
You know what? This sounds. It's finally reading a tiny bell in my head that I remember.
Remember? Yeah, that it was from June 28th to August 7th of 2021. And so but they had to keep rebuilding it or working on it, and they did not do a good job. So
well, the fact is even usual submersibles take a lot of, like, all right, if you're going to put a person in a submersible, the amount of maintaining and upkeep to keep that thing, because the pressures involved in such a thing make that thing crunk like this. Just it's like the reason submarines only come up every now and then is because it's actually easier to stay low or stay up. There's like the middle transition just ruins
the back and
metal.
forth. Too many. So I mean, from everything, because my husband's smarter about this stuff than I am, and he's like, they didn't even know what happened. It would have been instantaneous the moment. Yeah, it would have been over and done. They wouldn't even have time to be scared.
Of the water spraying. The whole thing would have just gone clunk.
Yeah, it would have been over. So I mean, if nothing else, you didn't have time to be scared. So
Yeah.
hey, look, the ocean, and
Most likely, what happened was, huh,
and
that's
now
a
you have to
funny
go.
indicator light.
Now
And
you have
then-
to go to Hades and explain to why you paid $250,000 to be dropped to your death. So I don't know.
I found the Twitter thread of media posts with jokes
did you
about the
find it?
Titanic. I did, and I posted in the private
Yes, you
share
did.
because that's all I have access to. But these are good.
Oh, that's right,
If
the
the
ballroom for
people-
mermaids. Yes.
If the people on the Titanic had known what the poets were going to do to them, maybe some of them would not have cared to survive.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
If you own a lifeboat, now is a good time to sell it. There's a big demand for lifeboats and prices have gone up. Yeah. Yeah, there's some nasty burns in there, man.
And I like it because we're reliving it. We understand why they're just being absolutely rude about the Titanic because there were millionaires on there, and we don't love them.
Well, and I think also because I was thinking about this the other day. I think it's human nature to whistle when you go past the graveyard.
mhm.
You have to be able to find the humor in a situation, and I think it's just part of who we are. Is that we're gonna crack jokes. Sometimes it's a
Especially
little
for
too
people in
soon.
such a position that
They
Right.
put themselves in this
normal
position.
people would not be in the position to
Yeah.
get crushed by a submarine.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. This was people willingly doing this,
and it's also it would have been a tragedy if it was researchers. Like,
yeah.
and
Well, I
it's
think one
that-
guy may have been a researcher,
and that's unfortunate.
a Titanic
I-
expert.
I heard, I read an article about I thought he was a researcher, but he paid a hefty sum to go down in a previous
Mhm.
dive.
Okay.
He saw the Titanic and came back, but he was like, this freaking tub. What did he say? This is a kamikaze submarine.
Well, and I mean, it's not like this can't be done. James Cameron did this in like
Yeah.
2001.
Yeah, his
But that
went
was
down
safely
and
done.
up. Like
That was
his
a U.S. military sub.
I'm
yeah,
just saying, it
his
could
was
be
literally
yeah.
he was welded in kind of thing. There
It's
was a lot
just-
that went into that one. James Cameron had
but you
James
know what?
Cameron
Maybe
money
don't-
for James Cameron.
Okay, but you know what? Maybe this is not the place where you want to pinch pennies and cost save by buying old carbon fiber hulls from Boeing. This seems like the kind of place where you want to really spend the money. In case so the
now
ocean
he
doesn't
wish he
crush
did.
you like a tin can. So
Yep.
it's terrifying. Like I said, I love water. But I wouldn't have, not in a million years. And I have less common sense than most people I know, and I wouldn't do that. That's just
I think Armageddon had a very interesting thing to say. It was when they were shipping
no,
all those
really?
characters into space, and I can't remember. It was the guy from he's the weird guy that plays on Boardwalk Empire now. The main character.
Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, Steve Buscemi is sitting there like going off about how they're sitting on millions of pounds of explosive material built by the lowest government bidder, and all this kind of stuff. So it makes you feel great, doesn't it? Like,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still one of those things of there's a cost. You can't have the highest quality everything.
Yeah. Well, and there was also a 19-year-old kid on there.
That sucks. Like
That
straight
part,
up,
yeah.
that is dumb and terrible.
Yeah, with his
and
dad. And yeah, that
why
I don't
his
know. There's
family
going to
put
be
him in that
lawsuits for.
position because
There's going to be
it's safe. No.
Yeah, there's going to be lawsuits for years. I mean, I don't know. Maybe when I was 19, I might have done something like that. I probably would have.
If
I like to
given the
think I've
opportunity,
grown.
I probably would have too.
Yeah.
And because I'm
And
dumb.
especially if your dad is going, if your parent
Yeah.
is going with you,
Yeah.
But apparently your parents can lead you into certain death, and you don't always realize it. So
When I was 19, my
Just
father
now.
invited me to take a cruise with him in Hawaii. And I said, no, thanks. I'm going to stay home and work.
Uh-oh.
oh
Here
no.
comes.
Yeah, thinking back, that doesn't make a lot of sense. But I was socially awkward, and I had found a job where I was raking in the cash, to my mind. So my dad and my sisters went to Hawaii, and I stayed at home and got the house to myself. It was fine.
Made some bank. Did you have a party at least?
Oh, he was
No.
socially awkward. He had a party with himself.
But that's why you have the party.
I had a me party.
Open that file on his desktop.
Business dancing in your living room.
I mean, if I were outgoing enough to throw a party when my parents gone, I would have been outgoing enough to feel like going to a cruise would be cool.
But it's like that's like the setup for every 80s teen movie. The socially awkward kid, his parents are out of town. He's going to try to make friends with the popular kids by having a party, and then it all goes horribly wrong. You know.
See, we can recreate this where he does have the party.
John Hughes movie in the making.
The reason those movies are so good is because we could live vicariously through other imaginary people and not have to do any of that crap
Anthony Michael Hall being the nerd.
But see here, Thax, here's the thing. I can still live vicariously through you in this experience.
Just saying, the story writes itself. All right, so that was what are we going to actually talk about anything steampunk related tonight?
That is steampunkish. I mean, it's a submarine.
Well,
now we can go to airships.
Because
here are these airships that are guaranteed to get you killed right here. Personalblimp.com.
Oh, yeah. The one that Lawrence shared?
Which is funny. The website looks like it was built in the early 2000s. It is a gold mine of just like angel fire goodness.
There's no...
And you look at the bottom, and it says 2002 to 2017 or 2010 or something.
2010, yeah. Sky Yacht Aircraft. So I guess you can't buy one anymore. The recent
picture is 2007. I mean, you're less likely to die in this.
Gasoline propulsion, 10 miles an hour.
Unless there's a wind. A stiff breeze will take you out. That thing is not made for West Texas.
There's actually a whole...
I want one.
Conference paper about this. Goes back to like 2003. Huh.
Good Lord, I want one. I want one super bad.
Do you want the Hornet black and yellow?
Of course.
If I must.
I mean, he could go with something more classic. He could go with a floral print.
Can you imagine like pulling into Steampunk November in one of those things?
Actually, y'all need to go to the gallery page.
Descending into Steampunk November.
Go to the gallery page and scroll down, and you can see where they're in their little cage.
You know what?
The
I'm
cabin,
post this up here,
the quote-unquote cabin.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's a whole... Yeah, they're showing the inflation and everything.
I love how there's a generator just sticking out the butthole.
Look at that control panel. I could have just used a game controller.
Logitech controller.
Oh, jeez. I mean, yeah, a Logitech controller.
But the bucket seats.
No, you don't. You would drop it. You want to make sure you at least have a cable connection to it. Don't get the wireless one.
My first thought when I saw that cage hanging off of there was that it was like it was pedal driven. I had to look at it again.
Okay, so this is actually cool. He's got the blower, and everything.
It can be Fred Flintstoning it up there in the sky.
You would have to make sure there'd be absolutely no wind above 10 miles an hour, or else you'd go backwards.
Well, I would say...
Well, does he have more than one?
No, it looks like this is it. This was... But it all seems to kind of have tapered off. I mean, the site says 2002 to 2010, but nothing goes past 2007.
Yeah.
The last press coverage was NPR in 2007.
Have you guys ever seen powered paragliding?
Yes.
So this reminds me of. Erica really wanted to get into that.
I can imagine powered paragliding would be fantastic.
So it kind of looks like this personal blimp, but it's a parachute sail thing behind you.
Oh, that's wild! Yes, those are crazy. Yeah, I've seen that.
Parasailing would beat this mainly because you have a lot more control of where you're going.
Yeah, but it looks cool.
Also, there's lighter than air and not lighter than air. very like ultralight aircraft. It's like this like
Mhm.
go-kart looking thing you're sitting in with a big blower on the back, and it's got the big wing or the big propeller or the not propeller. They have wings or they have the parachute like we're talking about, the drag parachute that causes lift.
So what I learned is with powered paragliding, if the motor stops going, you drop like a rock.
Oh no.
Oh.
No.
The parachute thing behind you is designed expecting you to be pushing forward
Gotcha.
to catch air.
It's
So
got
if
to
you're
do
not
the
pushing
catching
forward,
of the
you're just
air thing for you to have lift because you're
No.
basically pulling you backwards at an angle while you're going forward.
right.
You're in the air versus actually causing the trick to keep you in the air that airplanes use.
So if your motor stalls out, you're dead.
So underwater implosion doesn't seem so bad because at least you don't feel that.
You can survive free fall. There has been a man who has
Okay,
survived
you
free
can survive. Your body is in 25 million pieces, but
Yeah,
I guess it's a matter of how you want to go out, I guess.
I
Yeah.
mean, instantaneous
poison?
death, if it's going to be complete, yes, I would rather do instantaneous death. 30,
I mean, you're gonna
30,
turn into paste
45
one way or
seconds
the
or
other,
3
but
minutes of fall time might be a little much for my mind to really comprehend.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Because I jumped off a 40-foot cliff, and I was like,
I have that's I have
when the hell is the water coming?
I have dreams. Those are my nightmares. Literally the nightmares that I have are usually about me falling. So I think
I'll jump
Lawrence
off
is
a
trying to get us
40-foot
back
cliff
on
every day
track.
into water.
Airborne Kingdom.
Well,
Yeah, Lawrence, he just shared about Airborne Kingdom. Yeah, I've played that. It's that game is wild and it's really hard. It's really hard because you have to it's a city builder, but not only do you have to build out, you also have to keep the whole thing balanced because you're flying through the air. And it's really hard.
yeah.
That's why I
I
stopped
remember
playing.
you talking
because-
about that.
Yeah, it
some,
was
like last year.
Yeah, it was last year, I
Yeah.
think, or year. Yeah, it was too hard because you have to constantly account for the tilt, and my spatial reasoning is not good. So I tried it in sandbox mode, and yeah, it was fun. It's a beautiful game, absolutely
It is beautiful.
The
I
story
have
is
been
really
waiting
cool.
for it to go on
but
sale. Let's see what it's
Yeah.
on sale right now.
The
I
story
have
is
a
a
hard
lot
time
of fun.
dropping
but-
$30 on it right now, or
Yeah.
25. But
I mean, it was a great story. It was beautiful. It's just for me, I couldn't play it because of I could never get it right. And I get very impatient and irritated and go back to Animal Crossing, which, by the way, I have my lunar rover and my lunar lander now.
ooh,
Yes, I have my steampunky items on my island now.
very
Thanks to my
nice.
graduate advisor who's been sending me stuff. Dr. Gretchen Busel, you can hear her on the show. She also plays Animal Crossing.
Woo!
I guess the good thing about Airborne Kingdom is you can't fall off the side.
I tried to get as much tilt as I could, and it will, just to see like how far, but no, it'll start screaming at you because if you tilt, so that's why I was playing in sandbox, because I was like, okay, well, let's try it this way. I've got everything available. How do I? Because that's the other thing is when you're playing in regular mode, so you're getting access to buildings as you go. So you've got to figure out how to get all these new things in there. Yeah, that's where I got it, Lawrence. I got it on GOG, on Galaxy Games. I think that's
Speaking
where I
of
got
games that we've talked about previous on this list, Lies of P is now on the
Did we
Xbox.
talk- I brought that one, didn't? Or who brought that
You
one?
brought that. Yeah,
Did I
I was talking.
So you brought that one up. It's now, I think it's if you own the Xbox Live account, it's on there free. You could download and play it.
I have a Switch and then my PC, and that's it.
Oh,
Oh wait, this was the Pinocchio game, wasn't it?
yes.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, I have slept since then. Come
It's
on.
been like 6 months.
It
was
has
a
not.
Christmas
It has
time.
been longer than that. It was a lot longer than that. I don't know. Look
been
at
a
when
lot of wine
see
since
when
then.
Steampunk Explorer talked about it, because that's probably when I found it and talked about it.
No, I've been watching this. I saw it pop up on my Xbox Live account, and I'm like,
Yeah, I don't. I think I have an old Xbox, but I'm pretty much. Yeah, I'm on my Switch. It's
Yeah,
on
that's fine. Like I'm on. I think I
it's on
got a
PC though.
Xbox One. I think I don't know. I've lost track of what I own on a when it comes to that thing because
Well,
I'm like,
aren't you fancy and rich with
no,
all
I'm
your
not
video games?
fancy. It's just what it is. I think like I was trying to figure out a way to buy a game the other day for it, and it's like asking me all these other things. Like I don't. It doesn't look like mine. It's a big black brick. That's not mine. Mine's white and like file like. And like, oh yeah, it's like the older version. I'm like, wow, I didn't realize I was out of date.
Well, this is on
So yeah, evil
Microsoft. It's
Pinocchio
on
game.
Windows. Yeah, I can
Yep.
get it on my PC, so I
Oh, yeah.
might actually.
Through Steam, and
Hmm.
probably it might be cheaper on good old games.
Wait a minute. This is saying release September 19th, 2023.
Maybe it's not available. Hey, shout out to Johnny Steverson who just
Hey, Johnny.
came in.
Oh, they
The
released
demo
it.
is out for it.
That's what it is. The demo might be what's out going around right now. So
Yeah, because there's a Wikipedia is listing it as September 23rd.
way to make me look like an idiot, but thank you for also making sure I wasn't lying to people.
I was gonna make a mean
Misinformation.
joke about how it wasn't that hard, but I love you, so I won't make that joke. It looks like 2021 was when they started talking about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so 2023 or September, so not
So
yet,
they
but
really
soon.
put a lot of time and effort in this game, and they haven't been
Beautiful
rushing it.
though. It's so beautiful. I cannot wait. 30 different weapon types with 100 combinations. Wow. You can get a flamethrower and a grappling hook.
Or you can blend them and have a flamethrower grappling hook.
A grappling thrower? Oh, it's going to be so much fun. And I'll play it for like a week and then go back to one of my other games. So
That's fine. Back to Animal Crossing.
you know what? Animal Crossing is low stakes. I could listen to an audiobook and play. Actually, last night I was watching the stars because I was waiting for shooting stars, and Matt looks at me. He goes, "Are you literally just sitting there in the game with your character sitting in the game watching the sky?" And I said, "Yeah." He's like, "They convinced you to play a game where you're just sitting on your ass staring at the stars." Like, I'm waiting for shooting stars. It takes a while.
It's sort of a Zen thing.
It
Sorry
is.
you don't get it, dude.
Listen to an audiobook, so I don't know. But yeah, Liza P, thank you for reminding me that exists. I'll need to remember because I did want to play that.
Dredge is a fun game that's on sale, right? Or was on sale earlier. You're a fisherman who's shown up to this island because the last fisherman went missing. And as you start playing and bringing in and selling your fish to the fishmonger, the further out you go, the weirder the fish are getting. And then you start asking questions. And the townspeople start like telling you shouldn't be asking questions. That's what happened to the last guy. And so it's this like noir.
Is this based on H.P. Lovecraft?
Yeah,
that's the first thing that came to mind.
Oh, and you don't want
the
to be
cult
out
of
at night
Dagon.
either.
Yeah,
because so you have to come back before night every time, and so you keep like upgrading your boat so you can go faster. But the further out you go, and the longer you wait till dusk, right, the better, the more interesting fish you get. The fishmonger buys from you. So there's that. Don't go out and don't stay out at night. But the fishmonger keeps like, yeah. And so he starts with his fingers. And so, but it's an interesting game, and I've been it's on my list of things to play. And I'm just like,
it's called Dredge.
Dredge
on Steam. Yep, there it is. Dredge game, fishing adventure game.
I know, right?
I was gonna say it's
but there's
weird
more
words.
to it than just if you wanted to play a fishing game. Bass Pro is free on Steam, and it's everything you ever wanted from a fishing game. But
I never really wanted.
That's what I'm saying. But
I mean, I fished in Animal Crossing, but that's because
I actually have this funny idea of getting all my friends together on a game that has fishing involved in it, and we all just sit around talking smack while fishing in the game, and it's all we're doing.
So it's like you're actually fishing, but you're all
Yeah,
at home.
so
on
every
video
game that just
drinking.
randomly has a fishing mini game. That's all we're
Do
doing.
you all have like
all
coolers of beer beside you so you can pretend like you're actually all out fishing together?
just drop an inventory full of like whatever at the time. It's all a bunch of red vials next to us or something. Hey, look, Jim brought the blue ones.
It's a matter of like, how many are you willing to drink yet, or will you pour them overboard because it attracts the fish?
Ooh. We start fishing with.
And
He's dead.
Y'all are sticky tonight.
It happens when you're unemployed.
No, that's not what the reason is. I don't know. I guess I'm hosting this is the problem. I have a problem.
I'm not sticking. I'm fine.
I don't know. I don't know.
I ain't got no strings on me.
Nor I. I want to talk more about this whole adventure tourism thing, because I mean that's kind of what we started talking about, right? The whole reason why these rich SOBs decided to go down
like
in this submersible, because adventure.
Yeah, but I mean,
Adventure!
didn't people used to pay lots and lots and lots of money to go to Egypt and invade? Yeah, I mean, rich people. Yeah, rich people invading other places and staring at the dead of other. Yeah, that's not really.
Well, I have another story that's popped up recently. Where did it go? Oh, there we go. You're familiar with Julian Sands, the actor?
Yeah. Oh.
Wandered into a state park and never came out.
He was an experienced climber, but he went at the wrong. Yes, please don't.
So yeah, they finally. I mean, he's been gone for months.
They finally found him. They finally found his remains today.
Yeah.
I know. I have been in love with him since I was 13 years old. He was in A Room with a View and
the
Warlock and Arachnophobia. He was in Boxing Helena, which is bonkers. Yeah, he was always good in everything he was in. He was so good, and he just seemed like a nice guy, But yeah, it sucked.
Yeah,
it really sucked.
He's British. They have to be nice. It's like in their character.
He popped up in the weirdest places too. He shot the TV show Gotham that was on for a few years. He popped up as the Scarecrow's dad. He was Scarecrow Senior. Yeah, it was really good. He would show up in the weirdest places on TV, and it was always Naked Lunch was another one that he was in. Maybe that he was in the 80s. Yeah, he did. That's
a callback.
Yeah, and Gothic. Do y'all remember? Did y'all see Gothic? From the mid 80s. He was Percy Bysshe Shelley. He was Percy Bysshe Shelley, and Gabriel Byrne was Lord Byron. And in the middle of the movie, Julian Sands is there at the chalet in Switzerland, and he's up on top of the house naked going, "Lightning is the fundamental source of the universe." Yeah, it was.
That was a hell of a party.
Like I said, I was like 13 or 14 when I was watching this, and I'm like, he's so beautiful. Yeah. It was a terrible movie, but it's also really, really good. It's one of those just cult classics. You have to watch it. But it's all about that weekend at Lord Byron's house. So highly recommend. But yeah, he was just always great in everything he was in. It was sad. I mean, I think we all knew that was going to happen. That was the ending that was coming, but
yeah,
I had hope that he ran off.
I think that's what really grabbed us with the submersible story. They just disappeared. We didn't know what happened to them, and we knew how much air they had left. So there was like drama.
Yeah,
they could just be in there trying to escape, and their air was slowly running out. But we had days to milk that thing.
Well, people were talking
like way worse way to go than what actually happened.
Sitting there for days. No, that was. I'd rather it be fast than sitting there for days with 4 other people trying to figure out who's going to start eating who. I mean, it's
kill them so they don't breathe anymore.
Actually, somebody brought that up on Twitter, and somebody else said no because dead I don't know. I'm just repeating what I saw, that dead bodies still.
Oh yeah, they still breathe. Everything
They still-
inside still needs oxygen.
they
It's
still
getting it
function with-
somehow,
yeah.
and all the
They still
bacteria
take up
are doing
oxygen.
their thing.
Yeah.
So unless you can flush them out an airlock,
I don't think it had airlocks.
no, it did not. It had one, the whole thing.
No, you did not.
The whole thing was bolted shut from the outside. But,
That was the other
yeah.
thing that terrified me. No.
You don't want that door opening while you're out there. Just so you know.
Yeah, but you can.
That's
close
not
it
how
from the
pressure
inside.
works.
I don't know. It made me think of like I said, the Victorian submersibles that we talked about, where they had like 5 of them that kept killing everyone they sent down. And then for a while, what Titan was like Schrodinger's submersible.
Right. And that's what makes for great stories on the news.
Yeah, but I guess that's what my issue with it is that, like I said, we did all this 150 years ago during the Civil War. They tried, they lost multiple people, and our technology is better now.
It's time for me to read another Titanic joke.
Oh no.
Because it's so apropos. Few calamities occupy the public mind longer than the time required to learn the most important details. The loss of the Titanic is scarcely a week old, yet the readers are looking for some other subject to excite their interests.
I mean,
right? Isn't
boat
that
was lost? Oh well.
Yeah.
Like
literally that
whole,
Loki joke. How sad. Anyway.
That's the thing with like every new news story about the Trump indictments.
This is not different.
It's interesting for maybe a week, and then you're like, I don't care. What's next?
Yeah, I mean, the speed of the news has picked up, but we're still the same human beings we have always been, and we still have.
I don't care.
If anything, it's gotten worse.
I mean,
because
I don't know. People say that. I had a professor that would call it Twitter brain.
Yeah, we have all these different. Okay, I get stuck watching TikTok, and it's dumb because I don't watch TikTok except to post on TikTok with my other channel. But then I flip up. I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And then 30 minutes in, I'm like, I have Jiminy Cricket in my background going, stop the machine!
Oh, don't forget Pinocchio killed Jiminy Cricket. So
I know. It's all like, yeah.
You don't have to let him hang around. He whacked him with a hammer.
See what happens when he killed the cricket?
Yeah, he came back as a ghost, I think.
Oh god, that's even worse.
You know what though? That's the movie version you want to see, not the Disney-fied version. I mean, come on. Pinocchio was a
Lawrence
sociopath.
wants us to know that Antique de la Mode, the playing card game that we talked about last episode, they are like
so close. I know.
This close.
I got mine.
To make
or
their
I put
goal.
mine in. Yeah.
I did too.
Yeah, I'm really hoping. She is so close.
311, 3,117 out of 330. Yeah.
It's less than $200.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But,
is that I don't math, so
I don't either.
That's numbers.
I'm
rhetoric, not math.
I run Excel. That's what I do.
Oh, you're killing me, man. Come on.
I'm an Excel wizard. What are you talking about?
In my defense, I have dyscalculia. I have an actual. Thank you, Lawrence.
Lawrence has a calculator.
As a financial planner, I round up. I'm not an accountant. When you're talking about a couple $100 over, 10 years, no one really cares. If it's a couple $100 over a month and a half for an accountant, that's a problem.
Mm-hmm. Woo. So yeah,
Rita says the next Jim Butcher book is done.
Ooh, is this
the Olympian Affair? I don't know. So he started a steampunk novel series.
Well, I thought the Aeronauts one last book. I thought the first one came out a while back, didn't it?
Yeah, I haven't read it yet, which is weird because he's like my favorite author, and I've kind of just shelved it for the fact that I don't want his stuff to end because I know Harry Dresden's going to end soon. I really wasn't as much of a fan of his other opposite way of how he likes writing stories of this like super the super thing of normal place super person or super world normal person, And that was kind of the one that I didn't really enjoy as much for some reason. I just never connected with the character. But
I've,
that's kind of what I was afraid of
yeah.
with this steampunk one. I'm like, but what if I hate it?
I've never read any of his stuff, but I also don't tend to. I tend to steer more towards female protagonists in my books, except
The
for
Harry
the Craig
Dresden
Draper
novel.
series. Yeah,
The Harry Dresden novel is really good, and I like most of the females in there, except his girlfriend, which there for a little while she was weird, and then you don't have to worry about her much anymore. But because she leaves. But
duly noted.
He got when he got away from trying to write serial noir PI as his character and actually went with his long-term plan plot thing that just came out. It was a much better series in every way. But you have to read the first 3 books for the fact of just building up that character.
See, that whole you have to do this much before you get into
you can
it. I
start on the 3rd book. You don't have to read the previous.
I can't.
Books.
My brain won't let me do that. That's the problem. I can't.
How do you read anything at this point?
I like Dresden from the start. I really enjoyed his writing style and his sort of first person, honest dude, bro.
It's like if
but I've got a friend who's like
jokes.
She told me, my friend, she said, I hate the Dresden Files and his writing because he's very misogynist.
That's what I've heard. I wasn't gonna say, but that's
what
I've heard. I have no idea. I don't know. I haven't read them, so I can't.
As a guy reading, I just I kind of gloss over. I guess I just don't pay enough attention.
The part that's kind of misogynistic is that there's one character that is kind of like his sister. That is the head of she works for the Department of Police, and she's really short. And their relationship was early on she was the beat cop that was always on scene when something went wrong, or was there when he was called in to come look at the scene because he's a special investigator. And so they have this weird relationship. And he was kind of misogynistic to her, and she was kind of an asshole back to him on purpose. And that was their relationship. And it became one of, this is just how we act to each other too. Pretty much, when we say this, it means I love you kind of deal, And so a lot of people take that wrong. But yeah. Anyway,
I don't know. I think I watched like the first episode of the TV show.
He's like my spirit animal.
And then that was.
I like the TV show.
The TV series is so different. Like, we have to make him a sex symbol. I'm like, that's not the character. But if you're going to, you might as well get the guy who played Lucifer to do it. You might as well go all the way, not the guy who decided I'm going to quit this and go to Nip Tuck. Screwing the entire series of the show.
Paul Blackthorne is the one that played Harry Dresden because he ended up on Arrow as Captain Lance. The guy you're thinking of is Julian McMahon, who was on Charmed. And then he went to Nip Tuck. I have a weird. This is my superpower.
Oh, you're good. This is not my purview. My wife Lex does all that.
I
watch the shows and enjoy them, and she critiques them to death and tells me why they're bad.
No, I just know actors and actresses. Yeah, no.
I'm just sitting here eating my popcorn, stupidly happy.
Yeah, my useless superpower is that you give me 2 completely disparate actors, I will be able to connect them probably within 2 to 3 movies or TV shows.
I don't even know names of that.
It's the orders of Kevin Bacon for everybody.
For everybody, yeah.
You know what?
And I could do it before IMDb.
For just the fact that I like the fact that what if this character and this character actually knew each other in this other movie thing that was going on, and they just don't recognize each other now.
It's all secret.
Yep.
Woo. Okay. Well, eat the rich.
Coming up on 9 o'clock.
Eat the rich, sink their yachts. With
the orcas are taking it back.
Oh man, you know what? I am for. I can't wait when that turns into a movie. I want
somebody on Twitter, by the way, said that orcas love salmon, so tie a bag of salmon to any yacht that you see.
This is the weirdest take moment I've ever heard.
Tie bags of salmon to yachts.
For your date with
you heard it here first on how to become an anarchist.
Eco-terrorism? I don't know.
Maybe it's Salmon Chanted Evening.
Sam Chanted.
Okay, time to roll the footage. We're done.
Texas Steampunk Connection is supported in part by J.R. Seeger's A School for the Great Game. Edwardian teen Elizabeth Bancroft resents being sent to a finishing school in India. The college is, in fact, the British India School for Spies, teaching this family business of espionage, martial arts, and the Tibetan mystic arts. School for the Great Game is the first in the Steampunk Raj series, available on Amazon. We are also supported by Fair Treasures. Fair Treasures is a selection of Texas-made female-presenting costumes and accessories for steampunks and Renaissance wear, and one-of-a-kind imported jewelry. You can shop Fair Treasures at fairtreasures.com. That's fair with an E, or on Etsy. We also want to thank our patrons, Ryan and Jenny Shaver, and also we've been added. We got a new patron that I haven't written down here, and I'm limping along. Nicole added us, so she is one of our aeronauts. She's at the aeronaut level, and she's going to receive a certificate of
Aeronautism.
Aeronauticalness. Yeah.
Stamped by yours truly, who's going to be a doctor soon.
Hey. Someday,
Good, because I've got this knee that's been really hurting me. We also are funded by a generous grant from Rita and Lawrence Allen. So we want to thank you both for helping us out and keeping this show going. And I'd be on a new computer thanks to you guys if the darn thing wasn't updating. And that's all we got, because I cannot let us go to our founder Flavio tonight because we're limping along. But you can find us here on Facebook. You can find us on the YouTubes and on the Tumblrs. No, the Twitters.
The Twitters.
Twitters.
Not on Tumblr.
Nope, no
Not
Tumblr.
Tumblr.
Grinder.
We're not Tumblr kids.
Grindr, you can find us on Grindr.
Oh, no,
Or you can
you
look me up on my
cannot.
OnlyFans account. Jack only his hat.
The hat and some goggles. And okay.
Oh my lord.
Naked from the hat and goggles down.
In case it wasn't obvious, we have a Patreon account. We would really appreciate your patronage if you've got the spare to buy us a coffee or
OnlyFans, please.
Tell us more about your
You're making me
aeronautical adventures. Don't look for us on OnlyFans. Just don't.
You don't want to see middle-aged steampunks on OnlyFans. That's all I'm telling you. We are not what you're looking for.
We do it for the cogs.
AI has taken over that job for me. I can't compete.
Okay, I think we're done.
Is there anything else we can add? Okay, tune in again in 2 weeks on Tuesday. Hopefully we'll have this thing back together a little bit better.
Yeah, maybe.
And I will
We're
be
not melting.
tuning
Hopefully we're
in.
not melting.
I will be tuning in from Indiana at that point. I am going to visit family in the next 2 weeks, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Yes.
I guess.
Okey-dokey.
Until then, everybody, as Lawrence says, mind your
Mind your
gauges.
gauges.
And then there's music.